Something like that. Hello. So hello everybody on the tube of you. Welcome to Magickal Monday. We survived the eclipse and the devil comet. What's next?
Oh, why do you ask such questions?
Could it be a plague of locusts?
Well, that's coming. That's coming down south. Yes, we're not going to have that here.
Let's see who's joined us then
yes,
over
there
here.
There will be a plague of locusts this year.
Let's see. Where are we? Oh my goodness gracious me! There's a bunch of people.
Right.
So let's see.
Sean, Savannah,
hello,
Geraldine,
Sean.
Gilda.
Hello, Savannah. Hello, Geraldine. Hello, Gilda. Hello, Shayna. Hello, Laura.
Anna and Helena.
Geraldine, Anna and Helena, and it's marvellous. And hello, Lemon Honey, who liked the live. Do share it, Lemon Honey, because we like that. Do share it, and do feel free to... Can I try that in English? It didn't work. Feel free, not 3. You can do 3 if you want. But send us a gift or 6, or 7, or 8, or 9, or 10. And in fact... Sure, it's doing that already. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Don't worry, people on YouTube. I've actually written you down in order, although he read you completely randomly. I've got you all.
Well, gosh, now we have Susan and Anna Marie and Nicole and Linda. Hello, Linda B, whoever you are. Welcome to our channel.
All right. So what's happening this week, we ask?
What's happening this week?
Well. Oh, a gift is on the tick of talk, Geraldine. Don't worry about it. Happy Monday, Wednesday. I don't know. Mondays aren't too happy anymore. But anyway.
Mondays always get you down, do they?
Well, we got some interesting things happening. And I think today might be a little emotionally challenging.
Oh, no. Will I cry?
I don't know. So Mercury, that's retrograde, has conjunct Chiron today at 19 degrees. So this may allow you to find ways to express things that have been bothering you. Because many times we kind of think, I'm just going to hold this inside and I'm not going to say anything and I'm just going to deal with it myself.
It'll go away.
But this might help you to find a good way to express how you're feeling about something, or at least figure out how you're really feeling about something. So but that's like a long-term thing that you may find a way to deal with today only. Now, last week we were dealing with Mars coming in to hit Saturn. And we said, aggression hits karma and things have built up and there's lessons and there's all that kind of stuff. Well, Saturn is at 15 degrees and Mars has moved over it, though it's still considered a conjunction because Mars is only at 18 degrees. Hi, Cass. I'll put you on the list. So technically Mars and Saturn are still conjunct. But what's going to happen over this next week is Mars is going to hit Neptune because we have an unusually high number of conjunctions this month with 9 conjunctions. So Neptune is kind of our illusion, right? So we should take some time today to try to sort out how to communicate, because aggression is going to hit illusion, and that may be not the best time to express ourselves.
You sound like you're talking like the Tower card.
A little bit. Now, also, later on tonight into tomorrow, the moon is going to move into Leo, and it will be opposing Pluto. So this is another kind of tear down and rebuild emotional things. So I think that we should harness this energy for the good, for an opportunity to know thyself, to deal with things, to kind of like write our new bottom line or our new
mission statement.
I'm going to accept this. I'm not going to accept that.
Criteria.
Yeah.
I hear you. This is fascinating stuff.
Venus is also in Aries along with the Sun, but they're not conjunct. But there's just this Mars kind of push energy, because of course right now in Aries we have Sun, Venus, Mercury, Chiron, and then Mars is over there in Pisces where it doesn't really like to be. But, we could get creative with our aggression, I suppose. Now,
Torture people in new and exciting ways.
the other thing I wanted to say as well is that Jupiter and Uranus, the earthquake combo,
Oh, no.
that conjunction's even tighter. Jupiter at 20, Uranus at 21 Taurus, so they're only 1 degree. So I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on and say that we're going to notice some more seismic stuff.
Oh, my.
And it may be because of the Mars Neptune thing. There may be something to do with tidal waves or flooding.
Oh, no.
But I also think there might be the possibility of the earthquake tsunami pairing as well.
Well, yeah, they do cause tsunamis, don't they? Wasn't it at this time, oh God, when? The Indonesian earthquake.
You can't say Uranus?
You can.
You can.
You can. Apparently Geraldine can't, though. So, hello, Carol. Carol's joined us. Hello.
Oh, my
hello.
gosh.
And Cass has joined us. Can I do a little bit of housekeeping, or will I derail your train of thought?
I don't think you can do that online. I think you should address that personally.
No, I just want to let people know that you have to say subscribe to our mailing list. Otherwise, we can't send you your karma points. Those of you that know, okay? So, anyway, moving on.
All right. So take today
Years.
and harness the energy of Mercury Chiron and the energy of Moon oppose Pluto to sort yourself out, rewrite your decision about what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, and try not to overwhelm yourself, but don't take no crap either.
Yeah, it's a good time for strategizing, isn't it? Strategizing, that's a good word. Coming up with new and interesting strategies for better living. Okay, another housekeeping point on the Tube of You. We've got a boatload of people watching us, but there are a minuscule amount of likes, which means may I trouble you to mash that like button, please? It does make a difference to our channel. We are desperately trying to be less of a well-kept secret. So, could you please? Would you please? And if you're on the talk of ticks, share the damn live. We'd like more people to join us. We're quite entertaining. Well, we think we are.
Well, he thinks he is.
We're entertaining in our own minds, at least. You're never alone with schizophrenia. Never mind. Moving on.
Well, I just think that this month has been very challenging, especially for people who are sensitive. I'm not going to say empaths because everybody and their brother's an empath, but many of us are psychic, sensitive,
spiritually
tuned in,
sensitive
spiritually
people.
tuned in.
Definitely.
And it's just been really difficult with all of the energies of war. We can feel that Mars energy acting in the background or in the foreground in some instances. And just try to keep your wits about you.
It's true, yeah.
Try to stay focused and not let yourself get sucked into being overwhelmed.
Unnecessary drama. I mean, it's interesting. I think I've experienced one true moment of empathy in my life. And that was when, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, well, actually it was back in England, when I was learning Reiki, because Lisa is my Reiki master. And of course she thought it would be a good idea if I learned Reiki. I'm now a Reiki master myself. But the very first time I actually worked on someone, and I don't know the name, I can't remember the name, which is good, actually, because I don't want to breach any client confidentiality here.
Yeah.
But the very first time I worked on someone, this person had just experienced a tragic loss in their life. They'd recently lost their life partner unexpectedly, and you didn't know to look at them because they had this wonderful kind of serene swan-like thing, you know, where they glided along and you didn't know what was going on underneath. You couldn't see. And Lisa told me, you're going to feel what somebody feels when you actually do a hands-on treatment. And bugging me if I didn't come out of that absolutely bawling like I was in tears.
Said, you told me I was going to feel what they feel. You didn't tell me I was going to feel what they feel. What did you think I meant?
That is empathy, I think, being an empath at that point. And if you truly were like, I would imagine you would have been driven mad now with the vitriol and the hatred and
the number of people who are leaving the planet. I put those two words together: the planet people. The number of people who are leaving the planet. All the starvation and destruction and all that kind of stuff. I mean,
what is the TikTok name? Anna Marie, we're at Awareness Shop on TikTok. Of course we are. Why wouldn't we be? Yeah, Helena, it's so true. Reiki is life-altering.
Yes, it is. In a very good way.
I would recommend it to anyone, even if you only do Reiki 1 and have the ability to work on yourself. It's a wonderful, wonderful healing energy that can bring so much to you in you know, an insane world. You can carry your little, almost like a little shell around with you that you can just duck inside if you need to.
Savannah and Geraldine are saying Reiki literally changed our lives. Yeah, it's true. It does. It gives you a huge coping mechanism to deal with all the stuff so that you don't get overwhelmed. But I'm just saying, like, today and tomorrow especially, very intense emotional stuff.
Right.
And get it sorted out over the next couple of days, so when we hear that we're getting very close with that Mars...
Uranus,
Mars in Pisces hitting Neptune illusion.
Neptune.
Yeah,
okay.
That you'll have your head on straight before the illusion really comes forward. Reiki starts next week. That's absolutely right. Reiki 1 starts next week, and we have, I think, 2 seats left. And I don't know. We're going to start looking for deposits over the next couple of days. And if somebody doesn't change their mind. We have 2 seats left, and if they change their mind, we might have a couple more. So we'll see how it goes. But if everybody on the planet had Reiki 1, we wouldn't have what we have. There would be no starving people and killing people and everything else that's going on.
I know. Apologies, I keep seeing things pop up on the TikTok, and we haven't got a damn clue what we're doing there yet. So bear with us. We'll figure it out. We actually sold our first thing on our TikTok shop the other day, and I didn't know about it.
I think these next couple of days, we might find ourselves expressing things we don't like more vocally. I've had to stop myself a few times today from saying I hate something.
Oh, don't. That's
because
bad.
It's very negative and you don't want to carry that. But I really find that I'm quite angry about some things, and I think again that's that
feel your
Aries kind of Marsy pressure, and
come to the dark side.
No, but sometimes you do need that to get motivated a little bit.
Work for me.
Lisa has an interesting point. Imagine Reiki being part of parenting. Oh my, imagine that.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Or imagine that in order to hold office for any government, you'd have to be a Reiki master.
Oh, come on. I don't know. That's pushing it a bit.
Well, you'd be compassionate and you wouldn't,
I love the Robert Heinlein Stranger in a Strange Land concept to holding office, that anybody where the Martian comes to the planet, and the differences in culture, and anybody who would run for office would be immediately disqualified simply because they have aspirations on running for office.
So it's like jury duty? Yeah. In 1781, when the planet Uranus was first discovered, it was also called Herschel after its discoverer.
William Herschel. There you go. Well, thank you for Wendy, you are full of interesting facts. Thank you for that. That's good. Bring your interesting facts to the table.
I wonder what kind of chaos, panic, and disorder was going on there. It looks like that's towards the end of the Revolutionary War, when the United States might have been setting up their government. And George Washington might have decided that they needed to change presidents periodically, so we didn't have some sort of monarchy again.
Yeah, interesting. Term limits, eh? So, Savannah's saying White Plains Hospital has a holistic program and sends Reiki masters right to your room when requested.
Awesome.
And that's awesome. And you know, when we were taking Lisa's dad to Sloan Kettering, they were starting to embrace complementary medicine and actually had Reiki practitioners there as well. So it's amazing. You know, ultimately, honestly, all any kind of medicine can do, be it conventional, therapeutic, medicinal, surgical, etc., whatever the discipline is that's going on there, all it tries to do is promote the ideal conditions within us for healing to occur, because healing is the restorative process that occurs within us, not externally. So anything that can work to do that, and Reiki is an amazing energy that helps, you know, bring about restorative healing.
Yes, it does help with pain management.
Yes, it
I
does.
would have literally, without Reiki, I would have literally gone nuts by now, I think.
She's perilously close to it. She's been in a lot of pain for
Oh
a
my
few
God,
weeks
it's been
now.
a stupid few weeks.
And it just don't want to let up, and it's unfortunate, and I'm sorry about it.
So I mastered in Reiki in 1997, and I know I've made over 700 Reiki masters in our lineage, and I don't know how many of those 700 have gone on to master others, and over 1,000 Reiki ones.
I think you mastered me before we got married, so it would have been 99, wouldn't it? So I've been a Reiki master since 99. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm going to be running the store because I love teaching Reiki with Lisa, but I'm going to be running the
I
store.
teach Reiki alone for the first time in a long time.
So she's going to be, she's got it all for
I
herself.
might be able to handle it.
So I think she's done it
If
a
I
time or
can
two.
walk by then, it might be a little interesting to attune people. If I can't bend and I fall on them, that'll be fun.
Pardon me while I just drop in your lap. That's always good, isn't it? I know.
Try to manage my cane. I don't know. It's just been crazy. So crazy.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I'm just...
Gosh, there you have it. All right. Where are we now? What are we doing now?
Well, we have 12 readings to do so far, so that's quite a few.
At least. It's just, there's lots going on. So, who saw the eclipse then? I know I did. I was able to get a couple of photographs even. It wasn't
that's
looking
old
good.
news now.
It's
That's
old
last
news.
week.
It's old news, but it you know, they don't come around that frequently. And I want to share this because the one thing I noticed, and this you would have to be living under a rock to not know this. Even without looking, you could tell when the sun's was starting to be obscured.
Yeah, it's that weird
from a
silvery,
very, you know, from
yeah.
just from the beginning of the what do you call it, the occultism, or I forget, the occlusion. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. So from the very beginning of that, you could start to sense, you know, my whatever kind of sense it was that was picking up was feeling something's amiss here, something's not right, you know. And then you notice gradually the light start to decline and the colour temperature of the light changed dramatically.
And the temperature of the...
And I noticed that it was far bluer than it normally is. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I guess that's because, like, you know, we see water and the sky as blue because the light is refracted there. It's and so we're seeing that kind of,
Well,
you
think
know,
about this. It's on the
wavelength
color
refraction.
wheel, the yellows and oranges, you know.
But it was really weird that there was this like color shift, you know, color shift. It was like kind of really fascinating to see that. I think blue is a shorter wavelength, and red is the longer wavelength of the electromagnetic spectrum. If Neil deGrasse Tyson is watching, if you could chime in here and square me away with this. I don't know, my electromagnetic physics isn't that good, but I do believe that, yes, the birds became, yes, they did. The birds were quiet. We noticed that. Everything thought, this is like odd. It was that strange eeriness. But we didn't get a totality where we were, but I know some people did.
But it was still kind of weird.
It was weird. It was weird, but strange.
And then, you know, next week, Tuesday we have the Scorpio full moon.
Oh.
So it's like there's just a lot of intense Marsy stuff still, you know.
Yeah, because Mars is the ancient ruler of Scorpio.
So even though we'll move out of Aries into Taurus, we'll still have that bombardment of the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in Taurus, Sun move into Taurus, Scorpio full moon. Full moon's always opposite the sun, so they're just very interesting times.
Savannah's saying she woke up, was completely drained after the eclipse. Lots of energy, woke up with so much energy, and after was completely drained. Yeah. It's really bizarre, but we need the energy from the sun. I noticed wasn't just the color temperature that changed; the temperature.
Oh yeah,
dropped.
so I say that.
And it was like, it's kind of spooky because it was this stark reminder of what happens if we don't have a sun in the daytime.
Yeah, what if Yellowstone explodes and all
we
of
get
those particles go into the atmosphere and we don't have sunlight?
Or like a nuclear winter, where the sun is occluded. I mean, it throws into another ice age, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You can see how that would happen, when you haven't got the solar heating, that amazing energy. And all of us who've installed solar panels would be just sad.
Well, yeah, we wouldn't get much electric in our solar panels.
That would be for sure. Yeah, but you're right, Cass. Awesome is the word I would use because it does instill in you a sense of awe
Yep.
when you realise that you look up and this stuff is happening. And yeah, can you imagine having the ability to be able to predict that thousands of years ago? I was driving during the eclipse to see how it was. It was quite eerie.
Yeah.
I imagine it was eerie. Yep. All right, what we doing now then?
Well, I think we'll start because we have 12 readings to do.
We could do some readings.
And then, we want to do card of the week. And then
yes.
I want to remind people again of what the astrology is doing here.
Yes, that is true.
Oh, gosh. No, I'm completely immobile. That was a weird noise.
That was me doing your back creaking.
Oh, okay. That's great. Thanks.
I was doing sound effects.
Sound effects, yes.
If I knew what I was doing. Is there another eclipse in May? I don't think so. If there may be, because I mean we're somewhere close to the ecliptic. It hangs around it for a while, but it would be partial or whatever.
I usually have my ephemeris, but I know there's a pair towards the end of the year, October-y time, in Libra.
Yes.
Because this was Aries, and then there'll be a Libra one.
All right. Who's this for?
And there's always two. So we had the end of March, beginning of April as this pair, and then I believe we have September, October as the next pair. This is Sean.
See, that's what you need to do. What I'm just doing there. Sometimes we just need to be still and quiet and allow ourselves to step away from the madding crowd and regroup. And there's tremendous benefit from reflective meditation. It's hugely good for you. I think there's this old Buddhist philosophy that says everybody needs to take 20 minutes to meditate every single day, unless you're too busy, in which case it needs to be 2 hours.
2 hours now, okay.
Well, so they say.
I thought it was an hour.
No, it's 2 hours,
okay.
isn't it? I think that's what I've always said, 2 hours. Maybe I'm just making this stuff up.
He does make stuff up, and he exaggerates as well.
For the millionth time, I do not exaggerate.
Okay.
So yeah, be still and just allow yourself to restore. Get back to your balance. Sometimes, if we're doing too much, if you're like going too many extremes, it's almost like driving a high-sided vehicle in a really strong wind. If you start soaring at the wheel, you're going to flip it over. Sometimes you just need to just ease up and reduce your control inputs and just let it come back to that sense of equilibrium. So peaceful, restorative time for you, my friend, I think is indicated here. Over to you, greatly learned one. And you're going to point to the fox, aren't you?
No, but I'm going to say that this card for me can sometimes be alone time and meditative time. And sometimes it can also indicate the end of an alone time.
Oh,
And
I see what you're saying.
and I think, Sean, you've taken the time to get your act together and think things through. And I'm going to say that these next 4 or 5 months, the rest of this year really, is going to be about awakening to community and relationships and just a lot of really positive people that are going to be around you. So I think this is alone time over.
Okay.
All right.
Completely different result. Your mileage may vary.
You could do both things. You can still meditate every day. All right, Savannah.
Savannah.
Ooh, Wheel of Fortune.
Spin the wheel, round it goes, where it lands, no one knows.
Sometimes, Savannah, we make our own magic, and sometimes luck is on our side, and sometimes we really have to dig into the clues to figure out how to make the best of a situation. So there's a lot going on in this card, as you can see. But I feel like this is trying to say something about balancing the elements and making your own magic. You know, quantum physics, right, said just by observing something you can change it. So if you can figure out the components and how to put those puzzle pieces together, you can make your own fortune.
Do your magic. Yeah, I agree. I love this. It is, honestly, how you look at it is key. You know, if we look at this wheel, right, the first thing we notice, this is you here at the top with said sort of control. It's up to you how much of a spin you put on that wheel, whether you put a bit of drag on it, whatever. There's always going to be cheeky buggers who's going to try and get one over on you, but trying to slow down your spin with the butt cheeks, which is what he's doing there, I wouldn't recommend, but there you have it. Sneaky, but look on the wheel. If you read it round, it says tarot, right? Well, it might, but if you start at the bottom, it says rota, which is wheel. But if you start at the top and go the other way around, it says Torah.
Secrets.
The first
Revealed.
5 books of the Old Testament. So how you look at things, but understand also how we perceive things is how our reality is manifest. It really is. So be mindful what you're focusing on and start to see opportunity. And as Lisa says, use your magic. All that's necessary to make magic a reality is a steadfast focus and belief in that. And it will follow. So you're not a passenger. It's not down to an act of fate or misfortune or fortune.
Yeah, sometimes I think, though, when you haven't been well, you do get worn down a bit.
You do.
This is about remembering how to drive the car,
Just straighten your crown, straighten your crown and remember how awesome you are. There you go.
You're first for Geraldine.
Geraldine! Why do I say it like that? Because you say it like that. That's
I
why.
just say that like that as a I don't know, like a buddy thing.
Can you guess what card you got? Looky here.
Oh my.
It's the devil. Again, perception. I bet, and probably not that many moons ago, because I know you're a recovering Catholic, right? I bet that when you saw this card first time, you're, oh no, how scary. But it isn't. It's most maligned. What's going on with this dude? He's like the lightning flash, bringing down that spirit, which is why the pentagram is upside down here. It's bringing, light, the light of the star, the lux, into that of the soul, and the process of incarnation. So it's kind of interesting. Yes, we become this.
No, you weren't the devil.
I was the devil. And you still are, I bet, a little bit. Because understand this much. The root of devil is in Sanskrit, from which they get Diwali, which is the festival of light. It's all about light. It's all about light. And you are definitely a light now. I think so. I think I love to see the way that you have understood that sometimes fears can be irrational, and that you've taken a step back, seen the bigger picture, and are very much embracing life. And more power to your elbow there, because this card for me is very much understanding the nature of nature. Okay.
This card is linked to Capricorn.
Yes, it is.
Which has to do with career and finance. And I just feel like this is saying your voice is going to be heard, and you're going to receive the respect that you've been looking for. Respect from family, and respect from people that you are working with. So I just feel like there's an energy of a firmer footing and achieving. So it's a very positive card for me.
How about that?
To you. All right. I'm first for Gilda.
Go on then.
Down here somewhere is Gilda's card.
You're just feeling in your water, are you?
Yeah.
You're feeling.
Just swish these back this way now that I've moved them all around.
Well, you're probably going to shuffle them up again in a bit.
Gilda. Moving forward. I think this is an opportunity for an actual physical move. So if you've been looking to change your living arrangements, I think that's a very strong possibility that you can do it, and that you can make that happen if you want to. I also feel that there's just this energy of like moving from difficulties into a little more ease. Swords are always challenges, but without the challenges, we don't grow.
See, we're getting such a disparate spread of readings here. This card to me is interestingly, it's almost, for me, has the energy of things would be so much better if. Things would be so much better if maybe if I lived somewhere else, if I had this, or I did this, or whatever. Wherever you go, you're going to be there. That's the important thing to remember.
Wherever you go, there you are. Yogi Berra. Yeah.
So it's not about what you might be able to do with something you don't have. It's really about what you're doing right now with what you've got, because you can do so much more. I do see, as Lisa says, this is moving from troubled waters into smoother sailing, and these little dolmen that we've got on the horizon here. So long as you've got a rough idea of where you're going, you don't have to have a perfect map, perfect compass bearing or anything like that. Just a rough idea of where you're headed. You're going to get there inevitably, so long as you just do what is necessary. So, on the whole, this is a very positive, and maybe this is. Oh, Logan, hello, thank you. And he's going to flash our lights or something.
Well, he's a channel member. He'd get a card anyway.
But he's allowed to make donations.
But thank you.
If anybody feels the urge to throw us super chats, we accept them. we welcome them. We welcome them.
All right, you're first for Laura M.
Hello, Laura, and you get the star card. Trying to fix the world. Not so sure how we're going about it, but whatever. It's all good. I think this is very much about adaptation, and very much not just necessarily going with the flow, but actually facilitating the flow, especially where communications might be a little bit difficult, which, we're in the throes of a Mercury retrograde. We've got an awkward asterism. The energies that are available to us are not perhaps the most copacetic at this time. However, there is no such thing as a catastrophe, as the saying goes. You simply have to adapt to utilize the available energies. And if you're resourceful and you rethink your thinking a little bit and you facilitate a flow even in tricky conditions, I think you will be very successful. Moving on.
All right. So this is the Aquarius card.
Yes, it is.
So it definitely has to do with technology and... again, sort of like an enlightenment, because it's also, the ancient ruler is also Saturn. But for you, Laura, I feel this is about peeling away things that aren't where you want them to be and kind of redoing them. And I feel like it isn't just a throw it away and get something new. I feel like it's reworking something, or adding something to something, or making something more efficient. I feel like it is readjusting. And, anytime we have that Mercury retrograde, it is a redo, rethink, reorganize, reevaluate.
Reconsider.
But I think for you, it's almost like reconstruct. Like, don't just throw something away, rework it. And I think that's a message. All right. I'm first for Anna B.
Anna B?
Because we have an Anna B and an Anna Marie. So Anna B.
That's not helpful. You just made their names sound the same.
Anna B. There will be enough time to take care of everything you need to take care of. Right? You just have to stay a step ahead and play the game better than the people who are trying to outrun you. And I think that you will be able to bring forth a little bit of justice.
Yes, this commonality. And for those of you guys who are watching and not chiming in and what have you, quite often we get this almost like
Theme,
overarching energy, whatever you want to call it. And this definitely follows on from the last card we had. This again is about making best possible use of all available resources and using your discernment to put things where they're supposed to be. Where I come from, 6 divides very easily by 2, but this person's getting 4 and this person may get nothing at all. But this person also has this little red ticket in the pocket, which might be a dead giveaway that they're not as hard up as they're perhaps making out, but they're trying to prey upon the good auspices of this benefactor.
you'll play the game better.
So just use your discernment. And the squeaky wheel isn't the one that needs to get oiled first sometimes. The one that's jammed maybe needs to be. It's jammed completely and isn't rotating. Maybe that needs a little bit of oiling and moving around. So use your discernment. If necessary, take a step backwards to glean a better picture. I'm sorry, I'm breaking the teeth in for a friend today. It's... all in all, it's good. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. You're first for Helena.
Helena. Dun-dun-dun. Ha-ha!
Ooh, peace at last.
Musa. This, both of us for us, this card conveys a great deal of relief, a great deal of almost overpouring of what was pent-up energy, if you will, which may have formed, it may be very much a cathartic emotional release, and sometimes that's exactly what we need. But this is a very, very positive card. It really is. You can't have water lilies without having a load of mud and crap on the bottom of your pond. So see that as fertile ground rather than, just muck and difficulty. And realize that, again, it's all about that flow, and particularly that fifth stream, the spirit, the animus, about bringing things to life. You've got to have your spirit in it. It's not just enough to do the mechanicals. You've got to have that passion, if you will, and this is a very good card. That.
I think it is very positive. I do think it's a reminder to not get caught up in that pressure of Aries and Mars. And sometimes when everything seems to be a challenge, it's really hard to hold on to the things that you are grateful for, right? Sometimes when you're really being pressed and you're exhausted and things have just been so intense for so long, it's really hard to see the really good stuff. But I feel like you're going to take this time to really focus on the good stuff and build that and not allow the pressure to get to you. So I think it's very positive. All right. I'm first for Susan.
Susan.
Susan's card's right here. Oh, Susan. Temperance. Archangel Michael, light at the end of the tunnel, balance, transformation, alchemy. I find this very healing, but I'm not so sure this is necessarily physical healing. I think for you, this is about being able to come to a place of balance spiritually, emotionally, financially. So I think this is a very positive card.
So
It's also the Sag card, and she is a Sag.
oh well, there you go. So it's again there's that overarching kind of theme going on here with this. Again, we've got that flow going on here, and this is a remindability to maintain your hard edge, if you will, but be flexible. Be flexible. We think we look at this word temperance, and from it we can get temper. But you don't have a temper. You are of good temper or you are of bad temper, and the idea of tempering, actually all of this comes from this word as well. I know the temperance movement was a bunch of crazy people with brass bands running around in Victorian England saying don't drink, it's all the devil's stuff, but not that at all. Actually, tempering is a form of heat treatment to make something exactly
stronger,
yep. More useful, more versatile. For example, you would temper a blade, like a knife, because you would want something that you can sharpen to a really good edge, but you don't want it so brittle it's going to snap the first time you use it. So you use extremes of temperature for a very temporary period by plunging your blade into white hot coals and then into freezing cold water to get that kind of heat treatment going on. So again, this is about flow and flexibility, maintaining your boundaries, keeping your hard edge, but being soft and malleable on the inside as well. And I think this is something to use those extremes that you've been through to find that place where you can take the benefit of both and make something better out of it. That's me, and Carol feels it too.
Yeah,
she feels it too.
Well, I think the thing to remember again over these next couple of days as we meet this intensity is to recognize that only you can control yourself, right? Other people may try to have power over you, to elicit responses or reactions from you, to pressure you, or whatever it is that you may be feeling, whether it's false expectations appearing real,
F everything
fear,
and run.
right?
It's F everything
or
and run.
Whatever is happening, but as spiritual people, as people who have a handle on feelings, understand, especially these next couple of days, only you can control you. Nobody else has control over you.
So only you can practice self-control.
Right? And I
true.
think if we keep that in mind, we'll remember to breathe like that Ace of Cups, and we'll remember to temper, right? And we'll remember to meet the challenges in positive ways.
Guys, thank you so much for the really kind words. I mean, but that is our remit in life. That's what we try to do.
Stay calm.
We can't change the world, we don't have that energy or agency, sorry, was the word I'm looking for. We definitely have the energy, we just don't have the agency. We don't have a big enough platform. But definitely we can perhaps instill in those folks here the desire to address the balance and look, because there's so much hatred and vitriol being bounded around at this moment in time. And we don't have to do that. You don't have to get sucked into that. We keep saying, in a world where you can be anything, be kind.
No, we don't have the Tao. I'm sorry.
Do you
All right.
want to get a copy of Tao today? Do you guys?
Can I just address that? Now you're
Okay.
first, please, for
For-
Anna Marie, because we still have like 6 to go. So.
We might have some books on something like that. Anna Marie.
Anna Marie.
This is an excellent card. If you're thinking of branching out, hanging your own shingle, starting something, this is a very good card for that. This shows the birth of something, you being surrounded by fecundity and great fertility. Yes, this can indicate pregnancy, but we're not looking at it in this particular way at this moment. This is very much, I think, about. Again, I'm noticing the river flowing there, and it's flowing down into the mill pond, and it's just so. It's so important to recognize the flow of energy, I think. Don't try and push water uphill. I think would be if you're working with something, be the flow, channel the flow, harness the flow, harness that wonderful flow of energy in a very positive way, and you can achieve great things with it. I mean, water can move mountains, literally,
I don't know, but I feel like this means you have to mother everybody. You have to mother yourself. You have to mother your children. You may have to mother your husband. You have to mother co-workers. You have to mother all kinds of people. So I think patience, even if you have trouble finding them, patience is going to be the virtue here. And just accept that over the next few days, you have to be everybody's mom. You have to fix the boo-boos, and you have to talk them off the ledge, and you're just going to be mothering an awful lot, I think. All right, I'm first for Nicole.
Is Logan talking about Jewish space lasers? Only you can start forest fires. No, mate.
What?
Apparently Logan's
Nicole.
causing trouble again.
All right, Nicole. It's time to stand up for yourself and cut through the crap. Right? This is a fantastic time to make solid plans and take up your own sword and get things in place to make things happen the way you want them to happen. Nice blue skies there, dressed in yellow, right? The undergarments are yellow for confidence and independence. And I think you're really going to get something started.
Yeah, there's a great energy in this, and I vibe to that. There's almost like there's a right. Let's what? But I think if you just like make your plan and be prepared to move quickly at this point, I think this is going to be quite useful for you. Give the opportunity to actually step outside of yourself a little bit. I think sometimes, you have to speak your truth even if your voice shakes. Do you know what I mean? And keeping stuff muzzled inside builds a head of energy which is not healthful. So sometimes, you don't necessarily have to literally run somebody through, but maybe you need to take somebody like a walk through the Garden of Enlightenment, if you know what I mean. That's what I think I've been feeling. Yeah. Perfect card. Yeah, now is the time. Now is the time. The time for action.
You are first for Cass.
Hello, Cass. All right, let's have a look here. Oh, mate. Chaos, panic, disorder.
Only you can control yourself.
Yes. I think you're receiving a lot of conflicting information, but understand opinions are like buttholes. Everybody's got one. Everybody's got one, and they love to sort of, what's the word? Have you ever noticed people are so good at giving advice and very poor at necessarily heeding advice? Everybody's the world expert on something sometimes. You just listen. You just know your innate wisdom. Trust your intuition. Trust your discernment. Yeah, be cordial when somebody's offering you advice, but take it with a pinch of salt, especially if they have an agenda.
Things are just weird today. I love it. I think
We're all weird.
there's something really important and positive either happening in about 5 days or on the 5th of May. Isn't that Cinco de Mayo?
Cinco de Mayo, yeah. You have to get your Corona
I just
and
feel
your
like
tacos.
the number 5 is going to be really, really important.
Okay.
So pay attention, keep an open mind regarding the number 5. And I think it's some sort of big shift, something changing with something that you have been struggling with. The big shift is happening either in about 5 days or around the 5th of May. Some kind of big positive shift, a releasing of the struggle. All right. You were first.
That's Savannah's birthday, apparently. So there you go.
You're first for Carol.
Carol. Oh, hello. Love this card. Good. I think good vibes coming down the pipeline here. I think there's some interesting stuff, some opportunity to move forwards there. Some things that have been sort of stuck and hanging around and kind of caught in the mud suddenly might just let go and move forwards a bit quickly.
Really good news. Yeah.
And I'm thinking, just watch out, because suddenly your garden's going to explode. In spite of Gus.
In spite of Gus the
In
groundhog.
spite of Gus.
Yeah, I think this is some really good news regarding health. So the Knight of Wands is that fiery energy that wants to get things moving. I just think there's some sort of revitalizing here, and news that allows you to feel like your old self. And, only you can control you. So take that good news and put it to some good use, and let yourself be rejuvenated.
Oh my gosh. Savannah's going to be 50, the big 5-0 on 5-5.
Oh, well, that's a significant 5 for you.
Yeah, maybe.
I know, if Savannah doesn't look over 30, really, but her oldest child just turned 30, so she...
I don't know. It's a weird thing about witches, isn't it? You got to watch
We
them.
don't age. No, we don't age. All right, I'm first for Logan. This is Logan here. Shoop.
Oh, hang on.
Logan, this is things moving really, really quickly. And a lot of times this can also indicate a change of residence. But I feel like this has to do with some sort of prosperity for you too. Mm-hmm. If you've been working on magicking up some money or making things flow better, I feel like things are going to start happening. Harness this energy. Make your own magic, like I was telling Savannah. Get things moving for yourself in a positive way. And just let the crap from crappy people fly on by you.
Yep.
Duck or whatever you have to do to just not let it hit you. Keep going in your own way and don't let the others get you down.
So I'm gonna just ask you to think back to the 5 of Wands and look how different it is here, how the energy is different. Where that was all fractious and banged up against each other, everything is flowing in an extremely focused, cohesive direction, So this is like all of the energies brought together. So if I would suggest, this also, look to the base of this card.
A lot of
This
fiery
is a
cards
house
too.
on a hill with a river running past, which is a really good omen for physical location or a house or living accommodation or something like that. This has got...
Throw it back with violence.
Do not...
No. Let
do
it
not
pass
try and
you
catch
by.
a javelin,
Let it pass you by.
It's harness that effect.
It has no power over you.
Harness that effect. Don't try to counter it. Try to utilize it to push in your direction. And if you're looking for a promotion or something at this stage, this would be a really good time. Get your ducks in a row, quite literally, and ask for it, and you will get it.
All right, card of the week.
Are we there?
Yep.
We got everybody.
We got everybody.
We got everybody.
Card of the
Good
week.
Lord, we're being efficient. Not a sucky card.
Oh, no.
Not a sucky
A
card.
lot of new beginning kind of energy. Start anew, make things happen. This is a little garden here that's springing forth. This is a very positive card.
Positive card. It is indeed a very positive card. This actually, I think, does say that you maybe want to think about getting out of your comfort zone a little bit. You know, if you're trying to start something new, and this aces do indicate, you know, the beginning of something, definitely, they're quite pivotal in their nature. You know, like if you're looking for your perfect mate, they're probably not going to deliver the pizza. You know, they might, but probably not. You know, you got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to push yourself into pastures new, and when you do that, I think you're gonna start to discover not just more about the world, but more about yourself and how chuffing incredible you are and how much you can actually do, and that starts to then reinforce your self belief and empowers you to do even more. So this is very much, for me, this is a card very much about empowerment, hoil, courage, you know, all the good stuff. But it does require you getting off your ass and getting out of your comfort zone. You can't just sit there and wait for it to happen. You have to be active in this.
Right. We are in the last little bit of Aries, that last decadent. Aries, the pioneer, teams up with that adventurous kind of Sagittarian energy, wants to learn, wants to move forward, wants to make things happen. I think this could be a really, really wonderful week. Remember that Mercury conjunct Chiron may illuminate a way of speaking about your wounds, letting them be known. Moon in Leo, kind of tough tonight into tomorrow, opposing Pluto, so you may tear down some of your own emotional restrictions. You may get to know yourself a little bit better. Mars still in Pisces, moving towards Neptune now, illusion. So don't get angry over things that are not real. Don't fear things that are not real. Know yourself, control yourself, make the good stuff happen. That's where I'm going to leave off today.
I think so. I think a good card all in all, and a good week if we choose to embrace it, and we should. You know, only you can control yourself, which is where we started.
That's a great line, right? Only you can control yourself.
Only you can control yourself. So this really is about, you know, getting back in the driving seat and getting a handle on things and taking yourself where you want to be. So with that, thank you so much for joining us. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Send us vast sums of money in used unmarked notes. Anything like that is good, and we'll. What a great message. Well, you're welcome. We love doing this. We really do. And we'll see you again.
And we'll see you next Monday. We'll talk about the full moon, because we'll be right on top of that. Yep.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so let's say ta-ra to the ticker-tockers, if I can figure out how to do this.
Be well, everybody.
And we'll end that now. And there you go. And we will say goodbye here. So thank you so much. Bye.
All right, 154 views. One gift.